Hello.
Hi, gay.
Hi, gay. Happy Pride Month.
Hi, gay. Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy
gay.
Pride Month. Happy Pride Month.
Is it still Pride Month?
Do you know what? Why not?
Is this episode going to come out in Pride Month?
It's getting filmed in Pride Month.
It's getting filmed in Pride Month. And you know what? What is Pride Month but a state of mind?
Honestly,
Isn't
it's
it Pride Month all the time?
All the time.
Yeah. If you think about it, Pride Month is like, it's for straight people to feel gay.
Yeah.
Because gay people are gay all year round.
That's so true. Pride Month gives straight people an opportunity.
To feel gay.
Yeah, to be part
To
of the
let their hair
crowd.
down, you know. You're, I don't know, Naveed from Bradford. You're Gavin from Massachusetts. You get to go down a pride parade and drink a cocktail without any judgment and wear
Right.
glitter and suck a dick.
Honestly, bleep.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Let's
not?
do it.
Anyway,
Anyway, hi, welcome everybody to the You Don't Love Me podcast. My name is Sharon
why not?
and you are...
Amir and Amir.
Amir
And we're here
Amir, and
doing
we're
our
here.
thing.
We're here. Can we just talk about how hot you look today?
Oh, thank you so much.
You
I'm a
look
Lakers
really-
girl.
You're a Laker girl.
I'm a Lakers girl.
And you've got, who do you have on the back? That's the important part, isn't it?
Well, I guess people are going to have to find out.
You could just show the camera.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. Oh, no. You're so sat in frame. You're like, I'm not going to move. It's LeBron
And that's
James.
on period.
That is a really nice top. Whoever got you that top must love you immensely.
husband.
Oh, your husband got you
Yeah,
it.
he's aight.
Wow, he's aight.
He's aight. He's like,
Is he a bit of a warrior?
a warrior. Did you say warrior?
Warrior.
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 Warrior. Grr.
Warrior. Sales. Have you seen that TikTok of the guy who's like, I'm a sales warrior? Oh my God.
ASMR.
Warrior ASMR edition.
What's this? You may ask.
Is that a warrior protein bar?
This might be a warrior protein bar, and this is definitely not an ad.
Oh my God. Do you know what? You will not believe it. But upon my person, I too have a warrior protein bar. And because it looks small, it's not, it's regular size, but I'm just so big. Oh no, wait, that's not good. No.
You're just so big.
I'm going to stack two together and do that joke again. This is a regular size bar, but it looks so big because my hands are so small. It looks so big in my hand.
Warrior?
Warrior protein bars, there are two different ones.
Warrior protein bars are actually really good.
Do you know what?
But you know what? Go on.
I think
I want to eat it.
when Mother Teresa said, I want to heal the world, she was talking about protein bars. Not a scientist, but that's what I think.
And in particular, what protein bar?
I think when Shilpa Shetty said, your claim to fame is this, she was talking about warrior protein. Because if there's one thing about protein, is that it is warrior during Pride Month.
I think the one thing about warrior protein,
Yeah.
it's the diva.
It's the hunty.
It's doing the tricks.
It's an advert and it's food.
It's flipping and dipping. It's doing drag.
Okay, do you know what
Warrior protein, realty. Mm-hmm. She's on All Stars.
She is an all-stars. If warrior protein was a drag queen, what would it be called? Like
Oh, she's morphine.
morphine.
Aesthetic.
I was thinking like white crunch.
Oh, you mean you make up a name?
Yeah, based on what it tastes like.
Well, my flavor today is raspberry dark chocolate.
That's a great drag name.
That's a really great drag name.
Raspberry Von Dark Chocolate.
Raspberry. Why Von?
Because you have to drag it up.
Girl.
O'Hara, Davenport.
Honestly. Oh, yeah, tea though. Oh, no. Like Miss Diva Raspberry Dark Chocolate, Huffington Twirl.
Yeah.
I'm eating now.
White chocolate Groomington.
And this is definitely not an ad.
No. It's not an advert. We don't do adverts.
Are you kidding me? We are not sellouts.
We
are not people that have sold our soul to the devil.
Do you think we would sit here and do an advert about warrior protein and talk about their decadent, delicious, textured not even confectionery protein bars?
I could never do
I
that.
would not do that. I would not sit here in Pride Month and talk about warrior proteins, phenomenally tasting protein bars that are not only nutritious and delicious, but they keep me going through the day as well as post workouts. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't do that. That's not me.
I'm getting stuck with my tooth.
But you know what? These actually do taste nice. I think one thing about us is that, like, I know you said sold the soul to the devil, but I've said this before. I don't think people realize how many things we actually turn down.
Oh yeah, it's got to fit with us. It's got to be in alignment with you.
Like, I think across our entire portfolio, I don't know, probably have like 700K followers, something ridiculous like that, and we get offered stuff all the time, but we never endorse anything or we never talk about anything that we don't believe in.
No, there's no point.
No.
You have to believe it. Also, I like working with brands where you get the creative control. And
Yeah.
on a serious level, you get to do your thing for your audience and have
Because
your fun.
people don't want to be sold lies.
No.
I don't. Oh my God, I hate it when they're like, so this is the storyboard and you need to say this. I'm like, thank you very much. No, thank
Girl.
you. Not doing that.
Girl, how can you, as a brand, come to creators and tell them exactly how they
Yeah.
should do it?
That's like Channel 4 telling Nestle how to make ads.
Girl, delete.
I mean, I'm Channel 4, but like, do you know, but do you know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. But I think, like genuinely though, like you and I, we've spoken about this before. Is that like we've agreed that like protein is what, because we don't smoke, we don't drink, we don't do anything else. Like protein is going to be one of our like little luxuries in life, and we love like protein ice creams, and we love protein bars, and like you buy me protein bars so many times. I haven't bought a protein bar in months. Actually, then when Warrior came along, we were like, oh yeah, that kind of aligns with who we are, because we do love
100%.
protein bars. I have protein bars every single day,
Oh, yeah, Sam.
and they're amazing.
Oh, yeah. We love it.
Yeah.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
Thank you so much for
Warrior.
that narrative, for that story, and for doing that.
For doing what? For spilling.
For just spilling the tea.
For being who I am.
Because you've got to be who you are, especially in this day and age. Girl, everything's fierce. Everyone's the hunty. Everyone's the tea. I did have a question to ask you, though.
Yeah, go on.
You know, because we get this question. I get this question, actually, often from people. And I think it's maybe important just to keep answering it. Especially when people are putting themselves out there online and be more creative and put themselves out there. Like, how do you deal with hate and negativity?
You know, hate and negativity is a really interesting one. I think you have to see it multiple fold. The first is, RuPaul has said this before as well. If they're not paying your bills, pay them no mind. Haters have this unique way of giving the illusion that they have a sense of control over you, and that what they're saying has weight. If they are not paying your bills, if they are not intrinsically linked to your payment of rent or mortgage, you don't need to give them any mind. You literally can just ignore them. I think the reason why people are hateful is because they are dealing with a lot of dark thoughts and feelings in their own personal life, and this is just way of projecting. Recently somebody came to one of my shows and recorded the vast majority of it, which is weird. It is weird. It is a weird thing to do.
The whole
not
show.
only that, they created a new account, and I know who it is because they gave themselves away in the message, which is what most sociopaths do, because they want to be found out. They then messaged me, trashing my show, giving me minute by minute detail with the intention of kind of hooking me in so that I could go, oh, well, what are your answers? How do you think I could do better? Because it's like, oh, well, I know you're doing a little drag thing and, but this was a cringe fest and this was uncomfortable and this. And I'm like, you are just you're being hateful with the intention of latching onto me and having a level of power and control, which is sociopathic, really. So like a lot of these haters, that is what they do. And it's the reason why is probably because this person doesn't have a lot of control in their own personal life, or they don't have a lot of control over their own impulses. And so therefore they are merely projecting, or they're really unhappy in their own lives. People don't talk about the number of people who are homophobic, who have gay tendencies themselves, but they are not allowed to act upon them because of social or cultural or religious beliefs, or just a lack of confidence in being their true, authentic self. So then you think to yourself, you're like, wait, this whole haters game is a one-sided thing. It's just a monologue that's playing out, and it's my choice to tune in or to tune out.
Oh, I love that. It is completely your choice. As soon as you give someone that gives you hate a moment or time or a breath or anything, you have subscribed to it.
A
You
hundred
have you
percent.
have joined in on it.
Yeah.
When you don't give them any space, you don't give them any room in your life. They don't. They actually don't exist if you don't give them anything.
100%. And I've the haters are always a tiny, tiny, minute voice. I recently looked at my Instagram and I looked at the number of people that I've blocked because you'll get hate every now and then, or like you'll get something untoward. And I right now I have 135K followers. I've only blocked 130 people, which is not a lot
I
at
think you blocked
all.
it. That was back in the old days as well.
No, no, no. But that includes spam accounts.
Yeah.
The vast majority of accounts I tend to block are spam accounts because I'm like, I don't know where this is going. This is weird. I'd rather not see this. Do you know what I mean? So then I'm like, oh, there's only been a very few amount of people that I have been so moved by that I felt the need to block them and to make sure they can't reach me. The rest of it just doesn't matter. And there have been times where I have locked horns with people or I've gone down that rabbit hole because I've been afraid of what people are saying and how it's going to impact me. And then you were the one who said it to me. You were like, babe, the internet isn't real. You were like, don't pay it any mind. And I didn't. And um, it has been a change for the better. So if people are struggling with it, and the other thing is like if you start indulging in it, then you're gonna start being the victim. And so then I think to myself, I'm like, well, what does it say about you? If you have this desire to respond, and I see people who will post all the hateful comments they received, and then they will do a post about how it's made them feel, and how it's not gonna, stop them, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm like,
Sorry, but no, 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 no. I'm not done. Like, girl,
it's not a good
no,
look. It's not
no.
a good look.
Let me have a moment here.
Okay.
Girl, delete it. Boring. You want the attention. You actually want the hate. People want hate. People want hate because it gives them
We don't talk
something.
about this,
No,
do
we don't.
we?
People want hate because people want to be the victim because that victimhood gets some attention and they love that attention. And that's their dopamine hit is the attention from people online. Your dopamine hit shouldn't be the attention from people online. Now you got to look at yourself and ask, why do you want the hate? Why do you want the victim mentality? Why do you want people to feel sorry for you? Or why do you want to turn around to someone and say, well, you weren't there for me when I was getting hate? And da 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 da. Why is that need there? Girl, stop. Break down your ego. Look at yourself. And you know what? If that's the case, the internet's not for you, darling.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah. Beyonce said it in that one motivational video that she did, and she was like, don't have time. I don't know how she said it. I'm paraphrasing. Beehives come for me. But it was like, you don't have time for that negativity. Don't have time to be checking on anybody else.
So don't worry about what anyone else is doing
Don't worry about it. So then,
or what they're not doing.
yeah, and if you know that time is finite, then really think to yourself as to what you're spending it on and where you're spending it. Because, like, you could be spending time doing nothing. You could be, and that's very important. You could be spending time being creative because you are a creative individual. You could, making a post about haters. You could make a post about a new look you've created, a new song you've written, a poem that you've executed. Something. Do you know what I mean? It's like if time is finite, either you're going to spend it doing this or you're going to spend it doing that. It's as simple as that sometimes. So I'm like, just don't. And I don't think people realize, because I don't give it much light, as to the sheer amount of animosity that comes our way for anything that we
It
do.
is.
It's
laughing
insane.
because I don't care.
It is sometimes it's insane, like the sheer number of but then you just know that it doesn't mean anything, and then when you see everything else going up and in the right direction, you're like you ultimately realize that it's almost like a membrane that you are piercing through. You keep on going, and these people will descend on you and they will try and bring you down. It's because they need you to not break something in their own ego or in their own matrix. And when you pierce through it, you keep on moving up and out. And that for me is the goal. So then you leave a lot of this craziness behind. Why are you wearing this? Who do you think you are? You need to move out of Manchester. You need to get out of here. You two need to die. You're not even a real couple. You just keep punching through it, ignoring it, and
The universe will bless you.
like, yeah, the universe will bless you, and life is great. None of it's that serious. It really isn't. I wish more and more people would be able to have the courage to clock out of the so-called digital world, because it's not real.
No, it's not.
It just isn't. It's a great asset. It's a great facet to life, and it's a great way to absorb relevant information quickly. But that's it. It's not real. Who cares? Who the cares what, Mahmoud Akbar from Islamabad said to you at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Mama, I was sleeping.
He's not gonna, yeah.
It's done.
He won't even remember what he said. But you are an artist. You're a creative. You're entering competitions. You're getting paid. You're living your life. Keep doing that.
Yeah.
It's really important. I'm quite passionate about
I
this.
love that. I'm loving this conversation, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely loving it.
Yeah, and you've really helped me with that.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think I've always... Is it time for a little break?
Oh, yes, it's more than time for a little break.
and we're going to come back to this.
We're going to take a little break, and then I want to know as to how you deal with the haters. Hello.
We're
welcome back.
Yeah. I just want to pick up where we left off completely. And, talking about, dealing with the haters and stuff. Yeah. And thank you so much for saying that. I helped you with that. I think I've always been blessed with like an unapologetic attitude and not really caring. And it's moved from like unapologetic and like, yeah, F everyone
Yeah.
to kind of like, I focus on me and I focus on me only, and that's self-preservation. And I see what's unhealthy and I clock out of it. What's not good for me. And, online, when you put yourself out there on a public platform, you are putting yourself out there. End of, regardless. And people will say things, and people will comment, and people will message, and people will say horrible things. And I just don't care. I just don't. I would say at the moment, maybe not a day goes by where I don't get something horrible commented on something or a horrible message or something. And everyone's just projecting. Everyone's projecting their own insecurities onto me. Everyone's making up stuff that in their head about stuff. It is crazy how people will make up stuff. People will make up stuff in their head because they don't want your story, your narrative, what you're doing in your life to be real to them. Because as soon as your successes and your hard work becomes real to them, it shows them like a mirror up to themselves about how they might have wasted their time and how they aren't moving forward in their life.
You're going hard.
No, but it does.
You're an educator.
Yeah, no, it does. But then there's two things. You get jealous and you get envious and you come for someone, or you get inspired and you mother tucking work your backside off, break your ego down, and start living the life that you're meant to live. Because I always say, you got one shot here, go live it. Don't be jealous, don't be bitter, get better.
That's what Alyssa said. Alyssa
Girl,
Edwards.
she was right.
Don't
Alyssa,
get better, get better.
And it's so true. And what you start doing is when you start taking away vices, drinking, drugs, start getting healthier, aligning with what you're meant to do, and meditating and reading and writing and doing all these things, you start to recognize there's people around you that you don't want to align with anymore because they're complainers. They're lazy. They don't want to do anything. They're annoying. They're not good. They're not good for your mental health. And what will happen is, naturally, those people will then be like, well, you turned into this, and you thought you were Miss Fierce, and you thought you were so sickening because you got this opportunity and that opportunity, and you thought you were better than everyone else. No, guess what happened? I got better, and I saw that you weren't right for me. That's the tea, honey.
Yeah.
I know this has gone off on a way different tangent, but it's the truth.
It's a very important point. I think you're quite passionate about it, and you are an educator, so you're very much like, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
No if, ands, or buts, which I don't disagree with. I think sometimes people, when they're in their feelings and they're like, well, it's hard, they almost see it as an attack on their person. And I think like we've just got to sort of be passionate and know that everybody's on their own paths and journeys and stages.
Completely.
But one
But you don't tear people down.
no, of course not exactly. I remember I've spoken about it before as well. Queer as Folk, one of the best lines in the American version was when they have this artist, a painter who is paraplegic. So, but they paint using their mouth, so the brush is in their mouth, I believe, and that's how they paint. And they said, don't you find that difficult? And he turns around and says, well, what's easier besides complaining? And that really stuck with me. So I often think to myself, I'm like, oh, this is hard. I'm like, what is easier besides complaining?
Yeah, and also gratitude check, girl.
Gratitude
Like I'm
check.
grateful. Like to the smallest thing. Like I said to you, babe, I'm grateful to work.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to walk.
But
I'm grateful
girl,
to move.
I'm grateful for my toes because
grateful for everything.
There's certain toes if you don't have, you can't walk.
But
Did
there
you know
go.
that?
No.
You need them for
Wow.
balance.
But like the gratitude is so high for me. Yeah. Every single day I write my gratitude down. It's so high for me. So it's all those things, I know we've kind of moved away from the haters, but let's get back to that. But like, yeah, if you are creative or if you're a person, you put your stuff out there, just know you will get hate. But it's not real. No. It don't exist. These people, you'll be one of maybe 20 people that they message. They will click on that little LGBT hashtag and they will find 20 of you and they'll comment something horrible and they'll send it to people and da 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 da. But guess what? That's their sad little life, Jane.
And if you are one of those people who is a professional troll, and there is such a thing, and the irony is that it probably doesn't pay, so I don't understand why it's professional. But they are people. If you are one of those people, just know that the world is a lot more forgiving and a lot more welcoming than your mind allows you to believe. So it's never too late to change. Yeah, the world is a very forgiving place, more so than you might believe. Short and sweet episode. I think we're going to wrap it up here.
I think that's a sweet spot to wrap it up. Thank you so much. Keep going.
Don't pay attention to haters. We love you, but you don't love me. Goodbye.
Warrior.
Warrior.
Warrior.